French toast. Do you want to learn how to make a fantastic breakfast? Hardly any effort at all. Impress everybody, even impress yourself sometimes. Watch this video and learn how to make some French toast. It's the bomb.
3, 2, 1.
Where's my food and where's my chef? He's all dirty, not our chef.
First thing I'd like to talk about is the bread. The bread that we're going to use today is actually the best bread I've found for making French toast. And guess what? It's probably one of the least expensive breads I've ever found. This is Trader Joe's brioche French bread. Sliced French brioche. We're going to make French toast, so why not use French brioche? So this makes a perfect amount. Don't you just love the sizzle of bacon? Some people use a bacon press to hold it down, to cook it, but I just love to render that fat slowly. And then, instead of cleaning off all the oil coming from the bacon, I will just cook my French toast right on this bacon grease. Just makes it that much more enjoyable. Look at that bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? I know some people don't love bacon, but I love bacon. So I'm making 10 slices of French toast. Therefore, I will make 5 eggs. I figure my portion is for this is 1 egg for every 2 slices of French toast. So part of getting comfortable in the kitchen, at least in my estimation, is getting comfortable in the kitchen. What I mean by that is understanding that once you cook enough, you get the idea of what the measurements should be. So I haven't really had to do a measurement on this ever because I just know it. I've done it so long, I just kind of wing it. But anyways, I've taken my eggs, my 5 eggs, and I beat them to get a nice, even, try to break up some of the egg whites part that never want to break up and get it as blended as possible. When I add my milk to this mixture, which is what I'm about to do, I just add in until I think I have enough and the color looks right. You just want to get it from that egg yellow. So I'm going to say, knowing the size of this bowl I'm using, that I have probably put in maybe 1.5 cups of milk. So I added in about 1.5 cups of milk. Now I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And usually I just put in vanilla, I don't measure it. That's about right, because I want to see how when you put it on top here, melts. Clyde, settle down. It's in the morning and Clyde's body is starting to work. He's asking to go outside. Should I let him out? That is the question. And now, I'm going to take some nutmeg and I am just going to coat the top. Don't want to put too much nutmeg in, because we are also going to add cinnamon at the end, as you will see. But that's all you have to do to make your French toast batter. I'm going to leave the whisk in there, the whip, so that I have it ready. And we're going to put this over here. Okay, we've got our bacon off. So what I will do is I will leave all this, rather than having to put oil down, I will leave all this bacon grease on here instead. Now, if you don't have bacon grease, you don't eat bacon, you can use vegetable oil, you can use canola, you can use coconut oil. If you're into the healthy thing, I use all of those different types of oils for different things. You just want to make sure that you have an oil that, you don't want to use olive oil or something like that. The flavor will overtake. So now we've kind of just whipped this up a little bit. All we have to do, and this is important because I watch people do this and they don't, but actually dunk and kind of put a little pressure on your bread so that it actually soaks in some of the egg mixture. Set it on the griddle. It's important when you take off anything off a grill or a griddle or a pan, and you're going to keep using that pan, that you give it a second to recover so that it gets back up to the proper temperature. If you just keep adding cold things onto hot pans and they're not at the right temperature, it's just going to keep it cooled down. It just increases your cooking process. You know, you're in a hurry, you want to get everything done. I always want to get everything done. But I know that by waiting a minute or two to get it back to temp is actually going to save me time in the end. So I'm fortunate that I can get 6 pieces of our French toast on the griddle at one time. Now, once you get it on, this just becomes a game of playing with it long enough to know how long to go. You want to get a nice brown coating covering from the griddle cooking, because you do have raw egg in here. You need to make sure your French toast is cooked all the way. But you don't want to overcook it, and you don't want it to look like scrambled eggs on your French toast. So we will let these go for probably about 4 or 5 minutes. You see it all sizzling on the sides. It's very nice. First cup of coffee in the morning. Very nice. So we've got our French toast on the griddle now, and we're just waiting. Have to be patient with it. Have to let it get right to the right temperature. We want to get a nice crust on each side of the French toast. So we have to do this for a few minutes. So it gives me a chance to have a cup of coffee. Got everything else staged here. You'll see how I put together the French toast at the end, but we'll serve everybody up. I get everything staged for putting this together, because when I pull that French toast off, I want to put the butter on it while it's hot so it melts completely over the top of it. I've already got my butter out, pre-sliced. I never do that. I did it for this video because I just didn't want to be hacking at butter. So that's what we're going to do. So I want the first person who makes this dish to send me a comment, because you'll be the first person in my house or that I know that has made this recipe. Everybody else just waits for me to make it. So I've been making it for 47 years. Not that I don't like making it. That's why we're having the video, actually, is because everybody says it's the best French toast they ever had. It's not hard. Gotta faux it. Gotta love bacon. Bacon is delish. Okay, so as you can see, this has got a good little crust on it here. So we're halfway through. That took about 6 minutes. We'll let these go another 5 or 6 minutes. You don't want to rush it, because what's the point anyways? Everybody's asleep. They're just starting to wander. So, but we'll do these, we'll dress them, then we'll eat. Okay, so here's our French toast. We're going to put, this is hot off the griddle. We'll put just one on for this morning. What we're going to do is I try to take the part that was closest to the griddle, that was getting hot, to get this butter to melt. We want it to melt all the way around, and we want to make like almost like a puddle of butter. So, and I'm gentle with it because it is soft. It's got, you know, has an egg mixture coating it. But taking a little bit of, and I just take this sugar over the top, just like so. My kids will always say more sugar, and you can have more sugar. But this is a way my great-grandmother, who was raised in Switzerland, this is how they would make their French toast. I guess that makes it Swiss toast. But then a little cinnamon. We'll reach over, grab a couple of strips of bacon. There you go. That's French toast. That's easy. And that is yummy. So I've got to get everybody else fed. He's always my guinea pig. At least he's having orange juice. Okay, that's good.
Good.
Good? Okay. Great, thanks. So enthusiastic. Changing it up a little bit, having a little bit of the blueberry syrup that I threw together. This was a no-thought process. It's pretty good. I mean, corn syrup's terrible for you, but it's tasty.